Hello. So let's answer sample problem 2/2. It says combine the two forces P and T which act on the fixed structure at B. So this is the two forces into an equivalent force R. So the problem is asking for the resultant. Okay, you can have three ways, the graphical method, which we will not do it anymore. You have also the parallelogram, or sometimes they call that head and tail, or sometimes they call that geometric method. So I'm going to demonstrate that, and the other one is the algebraic solution. So let's start with the geometric method. So, geometric method. Malabo aking pen. Anyway, let's do another pen. Okay. So, geometric method. Let's wait. So, what will I going to do is to draw this one. Okay. Using the head and tail method. Okay, I must have a Cartesian plane. So let me have this one, the x and y axis. So the first one is the 800. Okay, I have here the 800. Okay. For graphical method, it should be in scale, but this one is, I will not do it in the scale anymore. So this is the P, this is the 800 pounds. Okay. Then the other one, actually it's not given the angle, but I will just assume, okay, I will create another Cartesian plane here. So I will just assume that the angle is this one. Okay. So it's something like that over here. So now I have, okay. So this one is the T, that is 600 pounds. Okay. Where's the other cup? There. Okay. Now, the resultant is actually from this tail to this head. So that's the resultant. If that is in graphical method, I actually can measure that one. But again, I will not do that. So let's do the geometric method. So geometric method, this is triangle. So this is, we don't know if that is a right triangle, but if that is the right triangle, so use the SOHCAHTOA. If not, it's advisable that you will use the sine law. Okay. Oops. So sine law. What is sine law? That is sine A over A, okay, sine B over B, then you have sine C over C. So it means, if I have here, this is A, so it means that this one is my sine A. If this is B, side B, this is my sine B. So something like that. Now, you have also the, okay, sine law. You have also the cosine law. So remember this one, cosine law. The sine law is very easy. This is A, this is A, and that is sine. The cosine law is C squared equals A plus B squared minus 2AB cosine C. Okay, these are the lengths A, B, C. If this is C, then this is angle C. If this is C, this is angle C. So you can change that one. Okay, so there's no exact, this is just a variable. Okay, anyway, what we are looking for is this resultant. Okay, this resultant R. To do that, we must know you only given with the two length and no angle, but you can compute for this angle, that is the alpha. Okay, so what should be the right law that you will use, sine or cosine? So in this case, let's try cosine. And if this is R, so you have R squared. So the A, let's say that is T squared plus P squared minus 2 T P cosine R is this one. Okay, cosine R is actually, if this is alpha, this is also alpha. So that is cosine alpha. So we need to determine this alpha. Okay, because this is given, we can determine the resultant R. Okay, let's find the alpha. To find the alpha, it's very it's better, or it's wise to draw the figure. Okay, or you can do it in this one, but you can actually draw the figure. So alpha, this is the alpha. So you have here 8 to D is this one. Okay, and let's call this point A. That's point A. So until that one, then you have, okay, this. Then you have this one. It's not into scale, but this is 60 degrees. Okay, so this is 60 degrees, and this is alpha. This is point C, point A, and point D. So if you want, you can draw, okay, this line there from A to this C, that is 3 feet. And this is unknown, let's call that X. And this is also unknown, let's call that Y. Now, if you notice, this one is a triangle. Okay, so we could actually determine this alpha by using, you have tangent alpha, that is opposite over 3 plus x. So this is the length. Okay, 3 plus x. There, 3 plus x. Okay, so we have to determine the y and the x. Now notice this, that you have another triangle here. Okay, there. Okay, so 60, and this one is 6. Okay, so you have another triangle here. If that is the case, to solve for y, okay, to solve for y, that is y. So this is the opposite of this one. It's looking at this, so that is sine. So you have 6 sine 60. and the y value should be I have no computation, but let's leave it this way. You can also compute for the x value, that is 6, this one x value, so that is adjacent, 6 cosine 60. Now let's put this one here. So you have tangent alpha, y is 6 cosine 60 over, so tangent alpha is y is 6 sine 60 over 3. Don't forget the 3 because there is the 3. The x value is 6. Should be 6 cosine 60. Okay. Then inverse, you now have inverse tangent. You now have an alpha that is equivalent to 40.8934 degrees. Now, you might question me, why 4 decimal places? Okay, we will not be following the significant figures. Let's just stick to 4 decimal places. Okay. Now let's go back. So you have the alpha, and this is the equation to get the resultant. Okay. Now let's I will just copy this equation. So you now have r squared t squared minus 2 t p. There's kulang. Anyway, cosine alpha, then you have plus p squared. Yun. Kalimutan ko lang. Okay. Now, r squared. So t. What's t? The t is this one. So 600 minus 2. 600. Then you have p, that is 800 here. Then cosine alpha is this one. Okay. 40.8. Is that 87? I don't know my handwriting na. That is let's see. That is 8934 plus 800 squared. Okay. So you can now compute for the r. The r that I computed earlier is 523.744 pounds. So that's the r. If you want to draw it using graphical method, you can actually get the magnitude of r, that is 523.74. Okay. Now, you have to also determine this angle. Okay, and that angle is, okay, so you have here, this is one is the p and this is the t, and yon, and this is the r, and let's call that theta, and let's call this alpha, and this is p, and this is t, that is given, and this is r. So actually you can use the cosine law or the sine law. Of course, my favorite is sine law because it's easier to memorize. So you have here the sine law that I discussed earlier. So if you have r, that is sine alpha over r, okay, yan, equals, how about this one, theta, sine theta over t. Okay, sine alpha is 40.8934. R is 523.7444 equals sine theta, that is the unknown. Then you have the t, and the t value is 600. So you have now a theta that is equivalent to 48.5874 degrees. Okay, so that is the direction and magnitude of the resultant, or the combined. Here, combine the two forces. Okay, so that's the geometric method. Okay, now let's go to the algebraic method. Algebraic method is very useful if you have more than two forces. Okay, actually you can do that in two forces, but and it's easier. Okay, so you have the algebraic method. Okay, let's call that this is P, this is T. Let's tabulate it force. Okay, P and T. Okay, it's like that. Then you have X component. Then you have Y component. Then you have later on the sum. Okay, and this is the resultant. The summation forces. Now, the resultant is actually the Rx plus Ry. Okay, this should be in squared. Now, Rx is a summation forces x squared plus summation forces y squared. Yan. So you need the sum. Of course, you need to include the negative or positive sign or the direction. Okay. Now, let's proceed with the force P. Force P, this one, so it's just horizontal going to the right. So there's no x or y axis. There's no y axis, so this is 0. Okay. And this is 800 positive. It's to the right. Okay. So as easy as that. Now, for the force T, okay, this is the one. Okay. So you have here force T. Now we computed this is alpha. So this is alpha. And to find for the x, okay, actually this is the Ty. And this is the Tx. They're both negative because it's to the left. And this one is to the going down. Okay. Now, to find this one is the triangle. Remember triangle. And Ty is the same magnitude as this. So as you can see, to get the Ty, that is opposite of this one, so you will use sine alpha. Okay, so T, that is, what's that, 600 sine alpha, which is 40.89. Then the Ty would be, let me see my notes, Ty, it should be 392.7922. For the Tx, that is T cosine alpha, because Tx is adjacent. So Tx, that is 600 sine, or cosine rather, 40.89. So you now have tx that is equivalent to 453.5590 5573. Okay, then put this one here. So for the x, this is negative, y negative is going to the left. So 453.55, and y is also negative because it's going down. Okay, so this is 392.79. Sum this one, you now have 346.4427. Then this one is negative 392.79. This is positive, this is negative. Okay, let me draw that one. So actually you can compute now for the resultant. The resultant should be the same as we have computed using the geometric method. So again, you now have r squared, rx is this one, 346.44 squared plus 392.79 squared. So you have the resultant that is equivalent to 523.7445 pounds. Okay, the same as before. Ayan. You can actually draw the x and y, or the rx and ry. Rx is positive, so it's going here. This is Rx, and the other one is negative, so it goes down. This is Ry, and this should be the R, and the R, the magnitude is this one. To compute for theta is just simply tangent theta equals opposite. This is the opposite, so Ry over Rx. So you have theta that is inverse tangent Ry. What is Ry again? This one is 392.79 over Rx 346.44. So you have theta that's equivalent to 48.5877 degrees. Okay, so that should be the same compared to the one that we computed earlier. May discrepancy lang because of the rounding off. Okay, now I will now introduce to you the vector notation. It's simply showing that if you have R, okay, that means vector. Kapag may bar sa taas, Rx, this is the magnitude, and I is the direction, then Ryj. Okay, this is what you call the unit vector. So you just need to Rx. What is Rx? 346.44 I. Then you have negative Ry, because that is negative, 392.79 J. So this is the vector notation for this vector. So that's it. See you next time.